wriggling in your chairs by now or scrolling the internet if you're on Zoom, so I promise that I will be very quick indeed, because I've got the easiest task of the evening. My name's Paul Lowenstein. I'm a barrister, and I also have the pleasure of being the chairman of trustees of the ILBF, and have been involved in this wonderful micro-charity since it started 16 years ago. Like everything in the law, it contains a legal fiction because we're celebrating the 15th anniversary in its 16th year for obvious reasons. The first of my very pleasant tasks this evening is to thank our speakers for coming and informing us. Lord Thomas, Professor Susskind, Lord Burnett, thank you. We have a room that is packed to capacity. There are people standing at the back. Those who couldn't come this evening for various reasons are listening and watching on Zoom. We have had a fascinating evening of debate. There have been a series of ironies this evening. The person who came to talk to us about technology likes books the most. The person who runs the judiciary likes wine. Perhaps that's not an irony. And Lord Thomas keeps a careful eye on all of us, having had my position previously as chairman of the trustees for the first many years of the existence of this charity. May I also thank Marianne McMahon, who sits next to me, one of our trustees, for her introductions, which were incisive, and her comments made earlier this evening. The second very pleasant task is to thank our hosts this evening, in particular Jane Colston, who sits to the right, again a trustee here. She has been responsible for pioneering this evening and involving her firm, the trustees, and our wonderful chief executive, Katrina Crossley, who I cannot see but I know is in the room, and the full team for putting this evening together. It didn't happen by itself, and we are a very, very small charity, but we punch above our weight. A moment to talk about what we're going to do in the future. The answer is to build on our work. And Professor Susskind said these three things are important: processing, data, algorithms, doing cases remotely. Now take yourself to a district court in a humid part of West Africa, where you as the judge are trying to resolve every sort of case that comes before you using a library which is out of date if you have one, and where, so I've heard in the past, where your books are likely to have a lifespan of 4 years before they rot. What you need is a set of rules to apply to the decisions you make, even if they're not the best set of rules or the most up-to-date set of rules. What you need is old-fashioned processing, data, and probably no algorithms. What you need is just something to reach for when a case comes along that involves a family dispute or a contract dispute or just a regular dispute of some sort or other. Because a set of rules gives a judgment, and most people just want a judgment. So we will continue to use very modest resources, if we can, to send our books around the world. Lord Thomas told you that in 16 years, we have shipped 72,000 books to 200 plus organizations in 54 different countries of the world. What does that mean in real terms? Well, this year, which was a pandemic year, this year between January and August, we sent 546 storage boxes to 12 different organizations in 7 different countries. By the time the summer holidays were over, we had books in place in the Turks and Caicos, Uganda, Zimbabwe, 3 times to Zambia, to Ghana, to Tanzania, and to Ethiopia. And all that on a budget of £15,000. The reason we can do it is because of the unerring support of our partners, the publishers, the law firms, the barristers' chambers, the commercial organisations, the shippers, the people who give their time for nothing, the employers who allow us access to their employees for nothing, the law firms who store our books, the law publishers who run our website, all for nothing. And that is why almost every penny we raise, and we don't raise so many pennies because we understand that we're low down in the pecking order, but almost every penny we raise goes on shipment. We even make people send the books to us at their cost so that we can pay to send them abroad. So where do you come in? Well, where you come in is this. Could you please, if you are lawyers, allow your organisations to send us their books? The last edition or the one before, you'll find how to donate on the ilbf.org.uk website. Please, if you're interested and if this evening has moved you, give us some of your time. Organise a pro bono day, come and pack some books. Lord Burnett told me there are piles of them waiting at the Royal Courts now that the pandemic is falling away to be packed up. That whole law libraries are being closed. We take their books, we put them into storage, we ship them abroad. And if you can find it in your heart to do it for us, and it is a measure of sufficient priority, perhaps give us a little money. We don't need very much, but you can donate through our donation page on our website. We operate through mainly the generosity of law firms and institutions, but others do help us and they do support us. And if you think that a shipment to Africa of, or to Asia or to the Caribbean of 2 or 3 tons of books costs us somewhere around £500 to £600 these days, it's not a lot compared to the hourly rate of most of the people in this room. So if you can, please do help us. Have a look at our website. It's simple but beautifully formed. And if you can, and may I give you 2 little reminders. You've heard about the student essay competition. The student judges are here. Please stand up and show yourselves. The 2 are here. We've got 1 isolating through COVID, but the other 2 are here. And can I remind you of the wonderful auction that Jane introduced at the beginning. The library, which is at the back of this room, has the books that a number of people, including friends of the charity, have identified as their irresistible books. Why not go and have a look, join in the auction, and then try and work out whose book it is that you're bidding for, if that takes your fancy. If you win the auction and win the bid, you'll find out. But for now, thank you for coming, thank you for being with us, enjoy the evening, meet people, and think about supporting us in the future. Thank you very much indeed.